Hi humans, welcome to my channel. So I do apologize for missing last week. It's been a month. But today we're gonna talk about reusable period products. I have been using reusable products now for about 8 years, and these products have been definitely beneficial to me. However, with everything in life, these products definitely have pros and cons to them. Let's discuss that today. So, I keep my products in a box like this. This is a box, I believe, from Amazon, some company. From my experience, I feel like keeping the products in a box tends to keep them more fresh. I don't know if it is the cardboard. Cardboard probably absorbs any moisture, extra moisture from them, but they tend to be a bit more fresh in my cardboard box compared to a plastic bag. So I keep them in this box. So I use period. I've used a menstrual cup and also reusable pads. I've never tried disc before. And if there are any other products on the market, I have not experienced those. Will you comment down below and let me know if there's anything else on the market that's reusable? Maybe I might be interested in trying them. So first, let's discuss reusable pads. So I have two sizes. One is like a regular pad size, and one is like a panty liner. So I have these. This was the first set I bought. I believe these are like 6 in a pack. I may not be able to get the exact link because I believe I bought these in 2017, but they are an array on Amazon right now. So I'll definitely link one that's closest to these. When I bought these, they weren't as popular, so they probably were like 5 or 6 brands doing it, and it was a little bit more pricey than they are now. So it's definitely even more affordable than it was at that point in time. Use these for my first few days of the month, and I use these for my last few days within my cycle. Now disclaimer, I've never really used these independently. Only like coming down to the last few days of my period. If it's a bit lighter, I may use them independently, but generally it's used with a menstrual cup. So these are just backups if the cup leaks. So I can't tell you if these leak because I've never really had an instance where they were independently collecting blood for my period. That has never occurred. So pros of these, they're generally affordable, so you can get an array of them. I believe I have about 14 different ones. So you can purchase a bunch and just use them within your period and get them cleaned after or during your cycle. Secondly, and this is strictly my opinion, I find that they are generally easy to clean. What I do is at the end of the day, when I'm going in the bathroom, I take these off and I run them under the water under the shower, and I squeeze them to get any excess blood out of them. Now remember, I use these with a cup, so sometimes they don't have anything or it's barely anything on it. So maybe that's why I deem them easy to clean. If you use them independently, comment down below and tell me if it is you think it's a bit more difficult to clean them. But after I do that, I have a little bucket that's only for these, and I put them in there with vinegar and baking soda. Every day when I go into the bathroom, I change out that water every day for my entire cycle. And by the end of my cycle, I would throw out the water, squeeze each one individually, make sure they're extremely clean. If they're not, put them to soak for another day. And then once I'm done with that, I wash them independently in my washer. So from my knowledge, I believe that it's generally easy to clean from my perspective, at least. Thirdly, they are familiar. You know, this shape, The button at the back is a familiar method of collecting blood from your period, regardless of where in the world you are. You know the shape, so it's not a new method that you have to adjust to. Some cons, however, are they're definitely thick. So if it is you a person that prefers thinner pads, this may not be for you because they definitely are more on the thicker side. Another con is they definitely don't stick at the back. So when you put them on, sometimes they may slide to the back or slide to the front because it's just snapped at the back. So if it is you're wearing them independently, especially, you know, all of us girlies know the pad can move 1 centimeter and it's just that 1 centimeter that leaks. We've all experienced it, and you're so confused because it's like, how did you escape? And then there's like a dot on your underwear because it escaped right at that little portion where the pad shifted. So definitely, if it is you're getting these, be aware of that. The pad may shift, and sometimes, most times, that may cause some sort of leakage. So that's definitely something to consider. But definitely, I would recommend these. Again, as I said, I have zero experience with using these independently. You can check here on YouTube and see if there's anybody that does, that can give you a bit more information on independent use of the reusable pads. But I definitely enjoy them. When I use them coming on to the end of my period, it's really light. So I won't even describe that as independent use because my first few days are heavy. This is a bit TMI. If you are grossed out by periods, this might be your time to kick off, but I generally get a lot of clots. So um independent use of these might be a bit more difficult for me. Again, I don't know because it may be a bit messy, to say it simply. But the menstrual pads are definitely a good option from my perspective. Second period product that I obviously use would be the menstrual cup. As I said, I have the Diva cup and I just purchased the Pixie cup. So I'm going to show you the two cups. Disclaimer, my Diva cup is, I've had it since 2019, so 6 years old. She's a bit grimy looking. She has done many months of periods, so she's a bit stained. She's actually gonna get thrown away, but I just kept her so I can show you how a period cup ages. She still has generally the same pliability as she did in the beginning, in my opinion, but she's definitely stained, as you can see. So she looks a bit lighter on camera than in person, but she's definitely stained. She has worked really hard within these past 8 years, and I absolutely love the long, slender shape of the Diva cup. I switched from the Lena to the Diva because I felt like the Lena at that time was a bit too soft, and when I would insert it, it would literally sometimes collapse on itself or shift and leak because it wasn't as rigid. Now, I'm not saying that I've never had leaks with this, I have, but it was a lot less than I had with the Lena cup because of how rigid this one is. I decided to try something else because this one still leaks on me sometimes, because sometimes because of the rigidity, when I would fold her, she would take so long to open that I would still get leaks, and sometimes when she opens, she may not be in the perfect position, so it would cause me to get leaks. This here is the Lena cup. Now what I can say is this cup was a light pink, and now it's like a amber brown color. It was never opaque like the Pixie cup, so we can't really compare the colors. I've never used the Pixie cup. My last period I used the Diva cup, but the next period I would say the Pixie cup. The Pixie cup looks like, because of this very thick bulb around here that it may be a bit more suction, but I can't really tell until I actually use. Some pros of the menstrual cup are they are easier to clean than the reusable pads. These are just empty it, you literally wash it out and then boil it. Um, that's about it. There's no scrubbing, there's no soaking, there's no putting it in the washing machine. So it's definitely easier to clean. Another pro is that you can see exactly what's coming out of you with this. With a pad, all of the clots or anything that's coming out is soaked up in the pad, and especially how these are a dark color, you can't really see what's on it actually. But with these, when you empty it out, if you have 5 or 6 clots, you see everything in the bottom floor. So, God forbid there's an issue, you definitely would know with these. So that's definitely another pro of the menstrual cups. Another pro is that it holds a lot of blood, even to the point that if the cup is filled, once it's suctioned properly, the blood will literally just stay at the top of the cup, and then when you empty, you take it out, any excess blood will just be expelled from you. So it holds a lot of blood. After 12 hours, for me, I believe I have about a medium flow. Sometimes it's filled, sometimes it's not, and if it is overfilled, which is rare, but if it is, sometimes it is overfilled, I'm not leaking, and then when I take it out, it's because I'm seeing more blood come down. So I know that I would have exerted a little more blood that day than usual. So those are definitely some pros of the cup. Cons of the cup are it's an absolute learning curve. When I have to tell anybody to try these, I always tell them try it at home on the weekends, during holidays, see how it is, see how you feel, because it is something a bit wider than a tampon inserted into you. And I'm not going to act like you don't feel it unless you're pooping. When you're pooping, you actually, the motion of pooping is the same motion that you do when you're birthing a child. So there have been many times when I'm pooping, if I put my hand, I can feel the cup coming out. So I actually take it out while I'm pooping and then put it back in, because you don't want it to come out whilst you're pooping and fall in the toilet. That would not be good at all. So I definitely take it out whilst I'm pooping. That's definitely a learning curve. Also, you kind of have to learn which fold is best for you. Some people, this fold where you fold it down like this is best because it just pops up. For me, I like the C fold, because I feel like it pops up a lot easier. I've had times where I folded it down like this and it stayed like this for a really long time before it opens. Another part of the learning curve is that when it opens, you feel it, especially when it's like new and it hasn't really, the silicone hasn't really adjusted. So it's a bit more rigid. When it opens, you actually feel it inside, and there are times I jumped because it's like, okay, I'm happy he opened, but it's like, wow. Also, for me at least, from my personal experience, another learning curve is sometimes I put my fingers in and I tug or I try to twist to make sure it's suction and it seems suction, but I still leak. I don't know if anybody else has had that experience. If you have, comment down below if you know any tips and tricks to prevent or work around that. But even with the leaking, I clearly still love using it. So it's absolutely a learning curve. Definitely a con. Another con is that it makes you forget your period, and people think that that is probably a pro, but it's not, because you don't want to go around your life forgetting that this is inside of you, especially during your period. I've seen many horror stories online where people have forgotten it for way longer than they should have, and found out it was in there for too much later than they should have. So even though it's great because you can go to the beach with it, you can wear different outfits while you have a period with it and not feel like you have your period once you are not leaking and you're in physically, you still need to at least remember that you have your period and remember to take out your period products while you're using it. With a tampon, there's still the strings when you bathe, you remember. With a pad, as you take off your underwear, you can see it. But with this, especially when you remove the stem, you are not going to remember. It's after a while your body adjusts so well that unless you're pooping and it's coming out, you do not remember that this is inside of you. And that is not okay. So you need to remind yourself that, okay, some people may remember, but I've heard stories and some people do not. So that is definitely a con of this. And another con, personal to me, is that sometimes on days when I'm a bit more sensitive and I'm peeing, I can feel it. You also feel it when you're pooping. You kind of feel the pressure. Sometimes when I'm peeing, I feel the pressure. You know, sometimes when you have those pees where you want to fart and pee at the same time, those I feel a bit of pressure here because I am trying to pee and I want to fart, and there is this foreign object lodged in between the front and the back of my genitalia, and my body is just kind of like, I don't know what to do. So this was an explanation on the reusable period products that I have been using for the past 8 years. Within the past 8 years, the only thing that I have purchased recently was the Pixie Cup products that I showed in my Pixie Cup video. It will also be in my period menstruation playlist that I will also link down below. But apart from that, I have not used anything. So within the past 8 years, the funds that I spent for the Diva Cup, the Pixie Cup, the sterilizer, this expandable cup, and the um period pads are all the funds that I've spent. I literally go to the store and I pass the period section straight. I don't even look at it. I could not tell you the price of a pad because I haven't been buying it within the past 8 years. I have like a pack, I believe, here of Olays, I think. Yes. I probably bought this a time when I on island that we would describe as down the island in Trinidad, and we knew that the water down there, the pressures aren't as usually as on the main island itself. So I purchased this just in case. It turned out to be fine. Not even opened it. So yeah, that's all the products that I have purchased within the past 8 years. If you are interested in any of the period products that I have stated today, I'll have as many as I can linked down below. If you are interested in using these products to assist with decreasing toxic shocks or yeast infections, unfortunately, I thankfully have not had any struggles with these, so I will not be able to advise you if switching to reusable products can assist with reducing yeast infection. I have not had that experience. There are many people on YouTube that may have first-hand experience that can advise you on using products to assist with both of these things. What I would say for yeast infections, from discussing it with a lot of friends and also working in a pharmacy for a few years, is that your diet plays a big part in it. And I would advise, because you came here today to get information on using reusable period products to assist with yeast infections, that you also seek out a nutritionist who can maybe advise you on what to eat and not to eat. But I hope you enjoyed this video today. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment down below any things that you want to see from me, any information or advice you want based on the products. Also, just comment your experience with the products if you have used any of these products or products similar to it. I hope that you keep safe, keep strong. Remember, being you is simple. Turn on those notifications so you can see when I post. Subscribe and have a great day, guys. Bye, guys.